It's jambalaya time. Let's go. Welcome everybody back to Plate It. Today we're doing a great comfort food. It's called jambalaya. It's a Louisiana version of jambalaya. And we're just going to start with chopping up our vegetables, our trinity, which is the celery, the peppers, the onions. We're going to add some garlic. And we're going to get that into the pot and soften it up. Just letting you know what we're about to start doing here. And we're slowly, the lovely wife is chopping up all the onions now. Yeah, again, you can use any onions that you like, whether it's a white or yellow or Spanish or a sweet Vidalia. It doesn't matter. I just like the color for this purpose. And we're going ahead and put the peppers together. We're going to use a green pepper and a red pepper. Red peppers are always good to use. And so we're going to put that into a pot, but the important part is to get it all prepped and ready to go before you start doing everything. And once again, we'd like to thank everyone for their patronage of Plate It. We started this channel last year during the start of the pandemic, and we've now grown to close to 6,000 subscribers, and we thank you all. And we hope you enjoy the recipe today. The Louisiana jambalaya. And we're going to put some Roma tomatoes in here, about 3 of them. Remember, all the ingredients will be in the description box below. And make sure you check those things out. Check our playlist. And make sure you give us a thumbs up and subscribe and leave a comment. Those always help us to know what if we're doing things and we're going in the right direction as well. The videos go all over, so we see a lot of responses from everywhere. Go ahead and put yours in today. We chopped up all of our parsley, and now we're going into the andouille sausage. And you can use an andouille sausage. You can use any smoked sausage that you like, though. This is particular kind of a southern Louisiana dish, so we're going to use the andouille sausage. We're going to get a big Dutch pot out, or you can get a heavy skillet or whatever you have, and start tossing everything in. Drop down a couple tablespoons of oil, and then just start softening up the onions first. Once the onions start to get a little soft, you can start putting in the peppers. You can see we dropped down the green peppers first, and we're gonna drop down the red peppers next. And then we're gonna go ahead and put some celery in there and soften everything up first before we move to our next stage. And there's the celery. We just used about a cup of the celery, a couple of the peppers each, and a couple of the onions. So that makes it easy for the measurements. And the idea is to sweat them out a little bit and get them soft. And so once we got that, we kind of put that to the side a little bit since we're doing this video. And we're going to go ahead and get the chicken and the sausages toasted and browned up a little bit. And you can put the sausages in, they're already cooked, so to speak, they're smoked. So, but you know, we want a little color on there. We eat with our eyes. And so we want to see the little color on the food a little bit. And it also gives it a little a depth of flavor once you brown it a little bit. Yes. And so that takes a couple minutes to do. And after you do that, you can then use the same skillet, this heavy iron skillet that we're going to be using, and to put the chicken in. And you just want to season the chicken up with a little salt and pepper, and drop that down. And we're going to go ahead and brown it. We use chicken thighs today. You can use the breast if you want to. You know, the chicken thighs are so unforgiving. It has a little fat in it, and it's really gonna not dry out. So that's what you're looking for. And so you want to just kind of brown this up a little bit too. You don't have to overcook it. Just maybe about 3 minutes total in here with the skillet on a medium-high heat. And just go ahead and you don't want to cook your proteins on high heat. You kind of want to just kind of cook them where they're not burning and scorching, but you're cooking it all the way through and keeping the juices inside as well. After the chicken comes off, we're gonna actually, off camera, gonna cut it up in cubes and have everything in there around the same size, the same portions. Okay, so we're back to the pot with the Trinity in there. Everything's kind of sweated down, everything's kind of soft. And now we're just gonna develop layers of flavor, and we're gonna start with putting the garlic in there. And you didn't want to put the garlic in right away because you didn't want to burn it and make it bitter. So this actually helps prevent that by just kind of cooking it into it after everything is kind of sweated out. And you can just smell the fragrant from the veggies and the garlic as well. Just drop down some of your favorite Cajun seasoning, whether it's Tony Chachere's or Slap Your Mom or whatever. Put some pepper in there and just keep adding some of the flavor. These are your seasonings for the pot. So we got just a little salt, 2 teaspoons of salt. Some dried thyme. You can use fresh thyme. If you use fresh thyme or fresh oregano, you can use a little bit more than a half a teaspoon. And then there you can see that half a teaspoon of the cayenne pepper. You want to put that in there. Some people might want more. And drop down 2 or 3 bay leaves. And kind of burnish that into the pot. And you can really start smelling what this is going to become. So hang in there with us. At this point, you want to make sure that you've already subscribed, give us a thumbs up. Whether you like it or not, it really helps us. So thank you very much for that. And we've got the tomato paste in there, and we're gonna brown some of the or burnish some of the tomato paste in there too, along with this long grain rice. We're gonna put that in there and kind of what they call peel off, or kind of toast it a little bit for about 4 or 5 minutes. Once you've done that, you can add your sausages. That's your andouille sausage, and the goodness of all the chicken that's in there. And so we've got maybe a pound of each of the sausage and the chicken. We have a cup of rice in there, all those good veggies in there. And now we're going to drop down those tomatoes in there. And now we've got that going on. And we're just going to go ahead and kind of blend everything together. Everything's starting to look good. And now time for the chicken broth. And you can use vegetable broth as well. But we're using about 2.5 cups. And it slightly covers everything. Give it a stir. And believe it or not, that's the bulk of everything there. Now you just have to take the time, reduce the heat after it boils, and cover it for about 25 to 30 minutes. We drop down some butter in there, unsalted butter. And there's the money shot right there. and it looks gorgeous. The colors are beautiful. It's a very hearty meal, and fall is here, so it's time to make some jambalaya. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and make sure you take out your bay leaves. Either you don't want anybody to choke on a bay leaf, so make sure you get those out of there.